So thanks for watching. Today's video we're going to be looking at creating a new draw system using CgmBet. Now many of you who've followed for a long time will know that draw betting is my thing. It's what I enjoy most when it comes to building strategies, and I've been doing it for many years. The current draw system that I've got has unfortunately gone by the wayside a little bit due to various circumstances. I haven't been able to keep up with it and I've wanted to remodel it for a while. So I'm just going to quickly show you how we can begin to do that in CgmBet, and it's real simple. And we found a system within minutes that will give us a sort of a 14.4% yield, I think it was, just by filtering different leagues, looking at different odds and stuff. So yeah, I think you're going to find it really interesting. So take a look and let me know what you think. So we're going to head over to the advanced goal stats module, which you can find on the right of the home screen, and we're going to come over to the league tab. Now I've already been and played with this. I've been doing this all day, so I've already figured out which leagues I want to include in this draw system. So I've created my own leagues and I've called them draw filter, and we'll see a little bit later what happens if you include all leagues. It's not pretty. So I've got my set leagues, and if we go through and have a look at what we want to do in terms of filters. Now I decided that for the odds filters, for the first filter I wanted was the home win odds. And I decided, I started off between 1.8 and 3, and I kept tweaking it, and eventually I got to 2.20 and 3, and that was where I found the sweet spot. So I also wanted to look at the over-unders market, so I was looking at the over 2.5 goals odds, and I think in the same way I settled on 1.9 and 2.20 for this. Again, I was doing a lot of testing backward and forward, sort of trial and error to see what worked best. So that's what we went for. I'm going to show the yield in the first instance. And okay, let's just hit calculate and I'll show you what we're working with. It doesn't take long at all, and you can see that it's searched 2003 games. I started 2019-20 up until the current season. It's difficult. You can go back 10 years, but I know that it provides more data, and potentially we always want more data to provide more accurate data and to show trends. But the game changes so much in 10 years. Every single team's going to have changed. A lot of teams will have changed their styles of play, their whole philosophy, and I'm just dubious about how far back to go when we're looking at football data that is very changeable, dependent on styles, managers, players, rules. You know, you've got VAR, you've got different offside rules. How far back is still relevant? So for this I've gone to 19-20 season up until the current season. So as you can see, while I've been rambling, we've produced 2003 matches according to the filters in the leagues that I've selected since 2019, and you can see that there's a massive 688 draws, which is 14.3% yield. The yield, as we've discussed, and as in a couple of the comments on my videos, I'm not trying to sell this to you as look at the yield, look at how much you can make, because I can't guarantee what odds you're going to get on for each draw. This is based on the odds, the starting odds for the draw at the time. You could be going on Bet365, you could be on Betfair, you could be waiting a few minutes before you put it on, you could be putting it on 2 days before. Everyone's going to get different odds, so it's a ballpark figure, but it certainly gives us something to base our research off. So yeah, as you can see, just from those very simple filters, we've got a system that would provide a 14.3% yield, so 688 out of 2003 games. If we look at the leagues, breakdown by league, now this is what I did in the first instance, to only select the ones that are in the green. And you can see that the yield by all of them. France League 2's only minimal. Some of them are a lot bigger. The Norwegian ones and the Swedish ones, I think, yeah, and Slovenia. Some of them have got really good yields. The Premier League's pretty good, to be fair. And I'll show you what happens if you don't filter them and you just do all leagues. And this is where I started off. I started off doing all leagues, and then refined it by taking out the ones that were losing money in effect. And as you can see by the swathe of red going across the stats here, that once you select all leagues, your edge has completely disappeared. So if we look at the leagues, you can see Premier League, which is included, Spain, which we've got included, but all of these ones I've taken out for my draw filter, and I've said I'm not interested in them because the system doesn't work, which is why we've got the draw filter one up there. So let's go back. Actually, you can do it with whichever leagues you want. I mean, there's the summer toolkit. There's summer leagues that I use for my MBM. Okay, why don't we have a look at that and see what it does? I'm guessing it won't. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't guess, should I? I'm guessing it's not going to be any good. Well, there you go. So minus 3.2% yield on that. Nothing of note really, apart from the overs. So if you used those variables there, so you had home win odds of between 2.2 and 3, over 2.5 goals between 1.90 and 2.2. In the summer toolkit leagues, you'd get a positive return for over 1.5 and over 2.5 goals. It's not massive, but it's a positive return. It's interesting that it throws things like this up. Markets you're not actually looking at. The beauty of the system is it will still tell you. It will tell you more than you ask it to tell you, and you might be able to develop some systems based on that. So if I go back to my draw filters with those variables, and we'll go back hopefully, yep, 14.3%. So I mean, it's great. It's a real strong starting point for a draw selection system. I would refine it further, and I will continue to refine it further. And what I'll also do is take the leagues that I've cut out and develop a new filter for those, and try and find a system that fits sort of 9 or 10 of those leagues. And then there might be another 9 or 10 leagues that neither of the first two systems fit, and I'll create a new one with different odds. And so what my aim is always to try and find a way of predicting draws in all of the leagues. It's not a one size fits all, so I'm going to go through and create different systems, but ultimately I want to be able to get good yields from all of the leagues, and I'll run all 3, 4, 5 of those systems daily to show me where the draws are coming from. And for anybody that signs up for CGM through my link, I'm going to be providing these systems and the details on how to build them and the continuous sort of review of them, so you can see the results. I'm going to provide them in a separate group. So anybody who has purchased through me, I can't see who purchased CGM through me because it's not my system. I don't see the back end. So if you could drop me an email with just a sort of, like a screenshot of your membership confirmation or whatever, I don't know what it is, from CGM, just a receipt or whatever, then I can add you to my VIP group where we can start building things together. And it's pointless if you haven't got CgmBet to be in that group anyway, because you're not going to be able to access the data every day. But I will then be able to build along with you, and we can figure it out ourselves, and you can use a lot of my strategies that I develop. So, hope you found that interesting. I think it shows the power of CgmBet, and it's another couple of modules that you can have a little look at. As I mentioned in the end of the video, at the end of the clip there, just let me know if you have signed up using my link, and we can get that VIP group going and really get a bit of a community feel there, build systems together. I can build anything that you ask me to build or try, so that you don't have to build it, and then we can monitor them together, and we'll get a little core of systems going that CgmBet users can dip into and use where they want, and I'll maintain them. It'll be beautiful. So please do use the link in the description to sign up. Bear in mind that one is for the gold standard, the biggest membership you can get, biggest and best. The ones below that, by all means, if that's something you want to sign up to, you can. I won't have a link. I haven't got a link for those ones. So if you do sign up for those, you can just mention, I think apparently, when you check out where you heard about it, if you just mention my name, at least I'll get a bit of credit and might get some affiliate income from that. But there's not, I'm not linked to those ones. It's just the upper one, which I would recommend. It's €20 more. A few people have signed up with the €59 one. It's €20 more for the 79 one, but you get every single module, and you get private exports, which means you can actually ask Michal from CgmBet to build your own export model, your own model that you can export the results from, which is mad. It's amazing to get that sort of software engineering thrown in, and yeah. But if you want to go for the low one, that's fine. Obviously, you know what, it's your money. So, but just try and mention me at the end if you can. Sweet.